Not only in humans but also in cats, behavioral disorders, mental illnesses, and other problems are more widespread than one might initially think. In fact, almost every cat has at least one of these hidden problems. Number 1. Obsessive-compulsive disorders. Obsessive-compulsive disorder refers to the cat repeatedly engaging in the same action without it serving any purpose. The cat cannot freely decide whether to engage in such behavior because their psyche compels them to do so. The action itself can be fundamentally meaningful or completely unnecessary. Any behavior can become compulsive. Common compulsive behaviors in cats include excessive grooming, gnawing on claws, or pulling out hair. You might also see cats crazily chasing their own tails, wandering aimlessly, or repeatedly walking in circles. Even meowing can become an obsessive-compulsive disorder. Your furry friend may meow incessantly without any apparent reason. Number 2. Anxiety disorders. An anxiety disorder involves experiencing fear without any reason. Your cat may be afraid of certain situations, even though they are completely harmless from a normal cat's perspective. For example, a cat may fear climbing or jumping, even though it is part of their natural behavior. Some cats may also be afraid of going outside or entering specific rooms. They may develop fear of harmless objects, as well as fear of humans, other cats, or other animals. Essentially, anything can become an object of fear because fear arises solely within the cat's psyche and does not necessarily have a rational and justifiable cause. Anxiety disorders often manifest as general nervousness and easily being startled in various situations. Number 3. Ingesting indigestible objects. In this eating disorder, known as Picus syndrome, the cat's psyche endangers the body. The cat has an urge to eat or lick things that it cannot digest. Textiles such as wool or carpet pieces are commonly consumed, but plastic, metal, and anything else are not safe from a cat's teeth. Once these objects are in the cat's stomach, they can cause severe gastrointestinal problems, including intestinal blockage. The cat does not intend to put itself in danger, but it simply eats everything and cannot resist, even though its instincts should normally tell it that these things are not good for them. In such cases, you must take immediate action and preferably consult with a cat trainer. Number 4. Inappropriate elimination. Cats are usually clean animals, but inappropriate elimination is one of the most common behavioral disorders among them. Inappropriate elimination does not mean that they stop grooming themselves, but rather that they do not use the litter box for urination and defecation, instead spreading their waste throughout the house. Specifically, inappropriate elimination can be categorized into 2 different disorders: litter box aversion and marking behavior. With litter box aversion, the cat assumes a squatting position, leaves larger amounts of urine, especially on horizontal surfaces, and attempts to bury their waste. They behave fairly normally, except that they refuse to use the litter box because they have such a strong aversion to it that they are afraid to go there. With marking behavior, they spray urine while standing and twitch their tails. They leave small amounts of urine on vertical surfaces and do not attempt to bury their waste. In this case, they do not have an aversion to the litter box but express their dissatisfaction with a different situation. Marking behavior often occurs in connection with specific events. Number 5. Excessive scratching. Scratching is a normal behavior for every cat, even if they do it on furniture instead of a scratching post. Even if your cat scratches you, it can be unpleasant but not necessarily a behavioral disorder. Scratching becomes a problem when it occurs incessantly, is associated with aggression, or goes beyond normal scratching behavior. For example, if your cat occasionally uses your sofa to sharpen their claws as if it were a scratching post, it might not be pleasant, but it is still typical cat behavior. However, if they meticulously tear apart the upholstery into small pieces or jump up to shred the curtains with their claws, or scratch objects until they injure their claws, it clearly indicates a psychological issue. Number 6. Aggressive behavior. Aggression, to some extent, is considered normal behavior. This means that aggression should only occur in response to specific and justified triggers. For instance, it is normal for your cat to become aggressive if you pet them too roughly in an area they dislike. However, if your cat displays aggression towards you in various situations without any apparent reason, it may indicate a psychological disorder. The same applies if your feline friend is unprovokedly aggressive towards other people, cats, or dogs. Aggression can manifest in various ways, not necessarily through biting or scratching, but also through hissing and displaying a threatening posture. Number 7. Depression. Not all psychological disorders manifest through observable behaviors. In the case of depression, cats withdraw, become lethargic, and often just lie in their beds. Depressed cats may lose interest in eating and neglect grooming. Their body language appears sad and hunched, like a bundle of misery. Due to their silent suffering without exhibiting problematic behavior, depression is often recognized too late. Number 8. Overgrooming. We briefly touched upon this behavior under obsessive-compulsive disorders. Overgrooming refers to self-injurious behavior in cats, where they excessively groom themselves, leading to physical harm. Cats don't intentionally harm themselves, but they have an urge to excessively groom their bodies, resulting in injuries. They may pluck out clumps of fur or inflict bleeding wounds, especially when they use their teeth instead of their tongue. Causes of psychological disorders, behavioral abnormalities, and mental illnesses in cats are most commonly observed when they have to cope with a changed environment. For example, they may struggle to adapt to a move or a change in ownership, leading to an internal imbalance. Disorders can also arise from understimulation, constant boredom, neglect, or stress. Other possible causes include a lack of tranquility or inadequate fulfillment of needs. A particularly significant factor is trauma caused by a shocking experience. Additionally, genetic factors may play a role in the development of psychological disorders. What can you do? Many factors are beyond your control, and you cannot read your cat's psyche. However, you can take steps to prevent the development of psychological disorders by providing the best possible living conditions for your cat. Ensure they lack nothing, feel completely secure, and live in a calm and consistent environment. You must also provide them with sufficient physical and mental stimulation while allowing them ample rest and showering them with love. If behavioral issues still arise, you need to respond appropriately. Under no circumstances should you scold or punish your feline companion. That would only make things worse. Instead, you should ignore the problematic behavior to avoid reinforcing it. First, consult a veterinarian to determine if there is a physical cause for the behavioral change. Chronic pain, for example, can cause significant stress in your cat, leading to the development of psychological issues. Once all physical causes have been ruled out, you must remain patient and calm, and try to identify the underlying reason for the problem behavior. Discuss the situation with your veterinarian, providing precise details about what your cat is doing, how long they have been doing it, and how frequently. Also, share information about your cat's living and housing conditions. Often, the cause lies in unintentional inappropriate behavior by the owner, and the behavioral issue may disappear when the cause is addressed. However, if the problematic behavior persists even after addressing the potential trigger you identified, or if no apparent trigger caused by you is evident, it is advisable to consult a veterinary behaviorist. The severity of the behavioral issues will determine the importance of seeking the right treatment for your cat. Would you like to know the 10 severe cat diseases you can prevent yourself? Find out by clicking on the left image. Alternatively, if you're interested in learning about the 13 subtle signs that indicate your cat was separated from its mother too early, discover them by clicking on the right image.